So looking at the committee decisions, last year the committee adopted a code of practice for the prevention and the reduction of cadmium in cocoa. So as previously mentioned, these are the key decisions made by the commission. They've also adopted maximum limits for cadmium in cocoa, which is cocoa powder, which is the 100% of cocoa solids based on the dry matter. It was adopted at step 5.8. They also adopted the maximum levels for lead in other food products last year. So in fact, this year there will be a continuation of some discussions on those in cereal-based foods for infants and young children, which was adopted in step 5.8. They've also adopted maximum levels for some mercury level in eel and pink eel at step 5.8 as well. Next slide, please. Continuation of the adoptions, they also adopted maximum levels for aflatoxin for maize grain and other products based on the maize and cereal-based foods. They've also looked at amendments of the maximum levels for deoxyvalinol in cereal-based foods for infants and young children, and this was after the implementation of the code of practice. They also adopted the maximum levels for lead in ready-to-eat meals for the infants and young children, adopted in step 5. So there is a want to continue the discussions for those. They also looked at the code of practice for cassava, which was adopted in step 5. And now there will be continued discussion at step 6, at 6 and 7. Next slide, please. So basically the recommendations from Codex Alimentarius Commission, basically there was a push to submit data to the GEMS food database because JACFA cannot do its job without the data, and hence the committee cannot do its job without that data. They've also discussed, there was also a discussion of new food sources and production systems and looking at how to address these through the Codex mechanism. And basically the commission requested reports from the various committees if there are issues in this area, like the new food sources and production system, which cannot be that cannot be dealt with in the context with the existing Codex structures. For the 60th anniversary of the Codex, there was encouragement and people highlighted that, and as we all know, we did that last year in our last CC-NASWAP meeting, in which we highlighted the 60th anniversary of the Codex. And lastly, there was discussion basically on the inclusion of arsenic and scopolamine in the priority list under agenda item 16.